Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Dawn. I've been not uploading videos for a couple of months, so this is kind of an update and a finalizing some project video. Um, just in case anyone doesn't know, I temporarily had a job at Joann Fabrics when they were going through the liquidation process, and I was there to help them close. I was such a frequent shopper there that I knew the staff and the manager pretty well. And when they started the liquidation process, they needed more help. And I went on to help. I was working nights and weekends. I was exhausted. I lost a lot of my crafting time. I did have a really wonderful experience doing that. And it did take up a lot of my time, though. It made it hard to get into the craft room, and especially hard to have the mental capacity to film a video and talk about what I was doing. So I'll talk more about that in a bit, but right now I had this journal commissioned many months ago by a friend of mine. Hi, I'm sorry that I've taken so long to finish this journal. We are finishing it today, so if you don't want to be spoiled with the final results of your journal, I will be reaching out. You will know that your journal is ready if you want to pick it up first and then come back and watch this video. You can do that if you don't mind being spoiled. This is going to be the probably final flip through of your journal. So I made this journal for a friend. I got most of the way through it, and then I just haven't been back into my craft room. So today I have piles of potential pieces to add to the journal. And I'm going to be trying to fill up this journal while I kind of talk about my life a little bit and what I've been going through. So I'm just going to be filling pockets and flipping through this video. I'll probably film a shorter flip through of this journal, just to have like the official flip through videos, because I like doing those. That I can go back and watch them later. So we're just finalizing this today. We're getting it done. She's been very patiently waiting. And it's about time she got her fancy big journal. Here's some pockets here. We're gonna just fill these pockets with whatever just looks cute inside them. There's a lot of space in this journal. There's a lot of options. Like any of these could be glued on two sides to create a tuck. So I didn't put too many pockets in this journal. I'm kind of leaving it for her, but I am providing a lot of things that she can turn into pockets, so that will be her choice. And there's no harm in adding your own flair to your journals. In fact, that's the whole point, isn't it? So I'm just going to be going through and adding pieces to this journal, trying to decide what looks good, trying to finalize stuff, and I'll be chatting a little bit about what I have been doing with my life. So I did my Kit Create collab, and then right in the middle of that, I started my job at Joann. In fact, it was like I started right around my birthday too, because that was at the beginning of March. And then I just got so tired that I wasn't able to plan videos or think clearly, because it's exhausting. It's exhausting to just add like an additional job to your daily life. and I'm still watching the kids. I'm still doing everything. And so, yeah, it just got to be like too much to think about filming and planning and really making much of anything. But especially the video part, because I have to talk and I have to know what I'm going to say, and I have to not, at least not feel like I sound like an idiot. I don't know. Maybe I always sound like an idiot, and that's okay. So this is a double tuck here. So we have a pocket here and we have a pocket back here. So I'm going to put some pieces in here. I actually have this big piece of the pattern paper here. So I'm actually going to put that there. And then I'm going to put this one here. And find a bit of a smaller one. The papers that I used here actually came with these really cute like cut apart pieces. So I'm going to put a few of those in here because they're just really cute. Now these are not glued down because I don't know if she wants them to be pockets or if she wants to use them like to start the collage. They are folded over from the other side. So I left them not glued. I could put something in there, but I'm not going to. I am going to just put a big envelope of pieces with this journal. So yeah, it just kind of got to be too much for me to try to do everything, and so I just focused on being present in my job and in my family as much as I could. And it's taken me a while to get back into it because like just the last 2 weeks, so I have someone who comes and watches the kids twice a week, just for a few hours so I can get my work done. And the last 2 weeks she got sick, she had some family stuff, so you know, it's summer, everybody's schedules are changing, so I haven't even been here for 2 weeks, so it's just kind of been one thing after another. And my first weekend not at Joann, I immediately was like the couple days after they closed, I didn't even get like 5 minutes to myself. I immediately had my first art show, and so I had to, you know, jump right into that kind of stuff. So that's how it goes. Never getting a break or never stopping. Just go, go, go. So I'm right in the middle of my art show season now, which means most of the journals I'm making will be focused on going to the art shows. That's where I sell the best. I don't have a lot of luck selling online. I mostly just focus on my art shows unless somebody reaches out and specifically wants something they see or specifically wants to commission a journal. I don't always do commissions, but it can't hurt to ask. So yeah, I've just kind of been tired, like mostly just tired. So this pocket here is an envelope that I glued down, and I already made these 2 pieces to put in there, and I'm gonna add another piece in there. It's a little bit of a collaged envelope that I made, and when I asked what pieces she wanted in her journal, she specifically, that's actually too big of a pocket for that. I will put this one in instead. She did specifically ask for some whale tail tabs. So I put a few on the edges of the pages here and on little shorter pages, and I will be including a nice package of them. I think I already gave her some, but whatever. That's what you do. Also, I have a tool that makes them, so I don't at all mind giving them to people that are buying stuff. I have no problem I often throw them in as freebies. So that's the journal now with all of its goodies in there. I will be packing up some of these cards, maybe not all of them, the ones that I think go nicely. Probably these few for her to maybe use or make pockets out of, or put in a different project, whatever she's interested in. And then I got these little bits that I've gathered that I'll put in a big envelope. Some offcuts, some lace from the journal. This is a little piece from the journal that I liked. That's from the sewing pattern. And this is a big piece of fabric that matches the spine and she can use. She likes to collage, so that's all good stuff for her. And I will grab an envelope to put them in. I got some envelopes from like a second, it was kind of on Facebook Marketplace. I got a bunch of envelopes. Somebody had been a card maker and she was selling all her envelopes and I was like, sure, I can use those. So I have like just an insane amount of envelopes now, which kind of makes it nice when I'm trying to make journals and include things, and I use them for pockets and I use them for normal envelope things. And then down here under my workstation I have this lovely box, and this is just kind of my tab box. So I have some that probably shouldn't have become tabs, but I'll probably use them for something. Then I have some made from book pages. I like the ones with numbers. I swear someday I'm gonna make like a numbered collection of journals, so I save anything with like a prominent number on it. I'm kind of thinking like a monthly collection that are numbered. So I'm gonna put all those in there because I'm sure she'll find a use for them. This one looks cool. Some of these from random coloring books. Some of the square tabs, those are a fall theme. Just a few of those because they're all pretty similar. That one's pretty cool. Go put this one in. So just gathering up the final pieces, which you think like I would have been able to do months ago, but the exhaustion I have felt is not something I would have guessed would come with the job. Honestly, it was so much working a liquidation sale. It was pretty wild. Not something I would have been able to predict. But then again, I was working, you know, my main job is just watching the kids, which, you know, is exhausting in and of itself. But then to go to work every night after that, it was a lot. And I kind of vanished. And I'm trying to come back now. We'll see what happens with the lady who watches the kids. Hopefully she's back today, but hopefully her family stuff goes well and everything, and she's able to come back fully. And then in the fall, my son is starting full-time kindergarten, and that will be a big change because right now he's only in half-day preschool, which is very different than full-time school, because he gets on the, well, it's summer school right now, so everything's different and temporary, but he gets on the bus at well, he would, it's over now, he would get on the bus at noon, yes. See, my brain isn't working. This is what I was saying. I'm so tired. I cannot even clearly think. He would get on the bus at noon, and then he would get off the bus at 3. So he would only be gone for 3 hours, and that is not a lot of time. I think I'm just going to clip this here because I just want to hold it to the journal and make sure it doesn't go anywhere. that's not gonna work. See, because it's gonna pop out. I don't want to like cramp up any of the laces, because if I put a, all right, if I slide this over and slide this, see, this is why I can't talk while I'm crafting, because I distract myself. I'm gonna put that on that edge, so that'll hold that down, and this will hold this down. Is that gonna work? It might work better if I fold the flap over the edge. I just want all this stuff to stay so it doesn't get lost, because knowing me, I'm gonna put it with it, it's gonna fall, and it's never gonna be seen again. So I just want it all together until I am able to see her and get it to her safely. All right, I'm just gonna transition into a chatty flip through, do the full flip through of this. So here on the front we have the sewing pattern. She was able to pick from a selection of patterns that I matched with covers. This is an old like gardening book cover, I think, but it's an old bigger book cover. I didn't construct it, I just covered it with sewing pattern paper, and the pattern here, I reinforced the spine with fabric. You can see the stitches are visible. I also went over the whole inside cover on both the front and the back to just make it fancy. Did a little bit of piecing here to add to the interest on some of the plainer parts. And yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. It did take a long time to dry because I would do it in pieces and then dry it. And then I made a border around the edges of, well, just around the edge on here of the pattern paper. And this is the whole front and back of the pattern. So that was pretty fun. There was a couple of different paper pads I mixed in for her journal that she was able to kind of pick, and then I ran with it. I tried to match the color and the theme here. So this lady was part of the paper, which was pretty cool because I didn't know that when I pulled this pad out. But it had to, of course, be the first page, and she has some of the same green tones here as her dress. So that all flows together so nicely. And then I have different pages from quilting books, packaging paper, graph papers. And then with these pages, I sewed them together to extend them to be closer to the width. So the other side of this page is, because it's been so long since I did this, the other side of this page is this one, right? Yeah, is this one. And so I folded it so one edge lined up with the width I wanted, and then I extended it a little bit on the other side to make it closer to a full width. So you have this one here. It's kind of a hard one to show it with because it had stripes printed, but you have this one here, and then over here it's a full page of that pattern. So you can probably see a little better with this one. So here's this piece, and then the seam, and then here's the full. And here you can see it's fully pink. And this is pink with, then this is the piece I extended it with. So that's how I did that. And then I added ruffles, trims, decorative sewing. This is from the pattern itself. This is a lovely crinkly page. This is some kind of poster board paper or wallpaper or something. It was in a roll. Even though I flattened it, it's really struggling to unroll. But that'll happen eventually, I'm sure. I'm gonna actually tuck in another piece on the other side of that, because why not? Then I had a Saturday Evening Post. This is actually from the 1940s. Some different papers. I left sewing threads. I made a double pocket here. A page of the pattern paper here. which if you don't like, if I ever do a page, or you ever have a journal with a thin page and you don't like it, you could also just glue it down to the next page. You couldn't glue it to this one here because I have a pocket already on there, but you could glue it to this one, and then it just becomes a piece of a collage. So if that bothers you, the thinness of it, and you don't want it just, you could either like skip it and kind of just have some interest, because you can't really attach much to this without ripping it. But if you just kind of, if you want to skip it or you want to glue it to the page next to it to reinforce it, then that's always an option. I just love the sound of flipping this page, so I just like to leave them in my journals as like an empty page, but it also kind of creates this like translucent window. So if you put something on this page, then you have kind of this window effect that kind of makes it look antique. Giant construction paper and a quilt book pages. So that's pretty much what's going on there. This flower my sister made, so for the person who this journal is for, if you're watching, my sister made this one. That's part of why I included it there. So you have a little bit from her too. So yeah, I've just been exhausted. I've been busy. The work, it got to a point where I just kind of needed to focus on getting the work done so that I could not miss deadlines. And then the art shows immediately started right up. So the store I was working at was one of the last to close. It closed on the 29th, officially closed to the public on the 29th of May. And then for me, I took off the whole of Memorial Day weekend, which was the weekend right before the last day of the store, because that was my son's birthday. So it was like the last week at the store. It was Memorial Day, my son's birthday, we did all kinds of things, and then it was the last week at the store. And then immediately after that, I had a craft fair. And then immediately after that, I had another craft fair. So, yeah, I'm kind of tired. It's never ending, but that's how life is, and it keeps you on your toes. So that's where I'm at. I'm just getting back into things. I do have stuff I have to do for craft fairs. I have journal flip-throughs I have to get up on my channel. I have to film and get up on the channel. I have a lot of journals that are finished that I just like have finished off camera, because I've just needed to get it done, and it's been like a lot, and I can't film videos while watching the kids, but sometimes I can like finish up the binding on a journal or something, especially if it's like a plainer journal. So here's the journal. It's very chunky now. It's ready to go. So if I haven't texted you yet and you're seeing this video, it's ready to go. Shoot me a text, an email, or whatever, and we'll meet up for coffee. If I don't reach out to you first, just know I'm not ignoring you. I'm just really tired. But we do need to get together really soon so I can hand this off to you and we can catch up, because it's been too long and I've been very busy. Just coming and going from work and sleeping. So hopefully I'll be doing more videos. I'll be back at it. I'll probably have a lot of flip throughs to do, because I like to do a flip through of all the videos I make so I can kind of have a record of them, especially because if I sell them at a craft fair, sometimes, you know, it's a bit of a different setting to sell it, and a lot of times it just kind of disappears. And so I like to have a record of it and make sure I get a video at least, or pictures of it. So I'll have some flip through videos coming up. In the summers, I like to try to do flip through Friday, so I'll try to get that going again. I think that's all I have. I'll be jumping, for me, I'm jumping right to another video right after this, so I don't know which one I'll put up first or what I'll do with that, but in case anyone's wondering, because I forgot to mention this at the beginning, this journal measures 11 1/4 inches by 8 3/4. So that's why I had to extend pages. It's a very big journal. You can see it's not the size of a normal book. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being patient with me. And I know some people have been reaching out and wondering when I was going to come back and make videos. I'm hopefully back. I'm going to try to be more consistent again. I'm going to try to start up my Flip Through Fridays again to get all those videos kind of, you know, the internet is forever, so permanently like recorded somewhere. And I know also at the end of March I was having phone issues. I'm hoping that's been resolved officially. It seems to be working now, so hopefully I'm back at it and good to go. And I will see you in my next video. And I have another journal commission that I want to talk about because it's a unique one, and hopefully I'll be able to do the whole journal in 1 or 2 videos because it's, well, you'll see. Just come back for my next video and you'll see. Thank you all for watching. Please like and comment and subscribe and help me boost my channel back up again. And let me know how you've been doing and what you've been up to. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.